Good morning, everybody. It's Shar, and I want to take the time to honor Black History Month. And I'm doing something a little different. I'm highlighting 6 Black pioneers in the trades and industrial fields for the rest of this month. And these are people who broke barriers, built things, and changed their industries. These are people whose names you may not know, but whose inventions, products, and work you see every single day. And here's why this matters. If you're an outlier in the trades right now, whether it's being the only woman, the only LGBTQ plus person, or the only person of color in your shop, you might not be the first. You're most likely standing on the shoulders of people who fought many of the same battles as you. And now you're building a path for the outliers that are coming after you. Now, today, I want to talk about McKinley Thompson Jr. He was an industrial designer at Ford Motor Company, and his story teaches us about what I like to call the chute work. That's the mental preparation it takes to show up when you're the only one in the room. Now, McKinley Thompson was born in 1922, and he grew up with an interest in cars. During World War II, he served as an engineering design layout coordinator in the Army, which led him later on to participate in a scholarship competition hosted by Motor Trend magazine, where he took first place, which led him to be the first African American to attend the Art Center College of Design in California. Soon after graduation in 1956, he was hired on by the Ford Motor Company as their first Black industrial designer. Now, Thompson walked into Ford every single day as the only Black designer in the building. Not just on his team, but in the building. And he didn't just survive, he thrived. During the 50 years he worked at Ford, this man designed the first generation Ford Bronco, the iconic, aggressive, high-clearance off-road beast we see everywhere today. He also contributed to the sleek, aerodynamic concepts behind the Ford Mustang and the legendary racing car, the GT40. Even one of Ford's own designers said about Thompson that he not only broke through the color barrier, he helped create some of the most iconic consumer products ever. Now, here's what I imagine McKinley Thompson must have understood. Being the first means doing work that nobody else has to do. Every single morning, Thompson likely had to prepare himself mentally to walk into a room where he didn't look like anyone else, where I'm sure his competence was questioned before he even opened his mouth, where one mistake confirms every stereotype they had about him, where he had to be undeniable just to be considered an equal. Now, I don't know if Thompson had a specific routine like the 8 seconds to breathe before walking through those doors, but I'm sure he had to have something that he did to help keep him centered. Because you don't last 50 years as being the only one in the room without finding a way to clear the noise and to prove that you belong in the arena. That's what I call the chute work. You see, in bull riding, the chute is where you do your mental prep. It's where you take your moment to breathe, clear your head, and get ready for the ride. Now, if your mind's cluttered with doubt, you can't make that ride, let alone lead. So whatever Thompson's version of that, it worked. Because he showed up ready mentally, emotionally, technically, every single day for 5 decades. So if you're an outlier in the trades right now, here's what I want you to know. You're not the first person to walk into that room and feel like you don't belong. McKinley Thompson felt it in 1956, just as many others have generations before and still do to this day. They felt it. They walked through it and they built something anyways. And because they did, you have a path. You're not starting from scratch. You're standing on their shoulders, following the path that they started. But here's the other side of that. The outliers that are coming after you, they're standing on your shoulders and will follow the path that you leave behind. Every time you show up, every time that you prove you belong, and every time you refuse to shrink yourself to make others comfortable, you're building the trail for the next outlier who walks in that door. McKinley Thompson's story has taught me this. Being the first is heavy, but you're not carrying it alone. You carry the people who came before you, and you carry the people who will come after you. But before you walk into that shop, that meeting, that room, that where you feel like you're the only one, find your version of the 8 seconds. Maybe that's a deep breath in the parking lot, or maybe it's a reminder of why you're there, or maybe it's thinking of the person who came before you or the person who will come after. Thompson found his way to do that work every single day for 50 years at Ford. And because he did, we have the Bronco, we have the Mustang, and we have the GT40. You're standing on shoulders and you're building a path. McKinley Thompson proved it 70 years ago, and you can prove it today. I will see you this Friday with another pioneer in the trades as we honor Black History Month. Check out the 8secondlife.com to get my pre-ride checklist and web app, and keep an eye on the site as I'll be adding new resources in the next upcoming weeks. Thank you again. Stay in the middle.